Hello everyone, as usual it's me Pavlo, and today I want to tell you about interesting hybrid earphones named Defiant. It's a collaboration between Juzear and Z Reviews. First, I wanted to skip this model because I thought it's just yet another hybrid IEMs for the $100. You getting a single dynamic driver and 3 balanced armatures. But after reading some reviews, I decided that they are pretty interesting, and actually I was not wrong. So let's have a closer look and I tell you exactly what they can offer to you. Link to the Hi-Fi Go store will be in the description, so let's have a closer look. Package is average in size, photography is simple, probably a bit retro in terms of style. But the most important thing, on the back side we can see technical specifications, 32 ohms of impedance and 109 decibels of sensitivity, and the frequency response. Traditionally under the outer wrap we have inner box made of black cardboard, then goes earpieces themselves, stock cable, and a case with accessories. So let's pull it out. Underneath, traditionally, we'll get some kind of plastic display stand and interesting accessory, a cloth for polishing. Case is really good in terms of quality, looks really expensive. And inside we have set of tips, different types, and screwable, replaceable Pentagon connector. So they have modular cable, which is also a really good option. So as you can see, overall accessory set is great. Design of these IEMs is typical in a really good way. They offer really stylish faceplates, really nice combination of silver lines, and this green pearl-like reflecting subsurface. So it looks pretty complex, but at the same time not too overdone. Shells are really ergonomic, everything is smooth, size is average, so they're fitting nicely into ears without any problems, at least into mine, but I think they will fit well into vast majority of ears. They have metal spouts with nice angle, pretty extended, so sound isolation is about average. There is a lip for holding the tips and the protective grill, so all elements that I pay attention to are here. One minor drawback is that inner shell is absolutely not transparent, and we can't look what's going on inside. Internals will be pretty standard, of course, because there is a single dynamic driver, three balanced armatures, but it's always nice to have an additional layer of complexity when you can pick inside of shells. But anyway, they're doing their job really well, sitting comfortably in your ears. Cable is made replaceable. Here used 2-pin connectors, no recessed socket, no notches, grooves or something like that. So absolutely classical 2-pin connection, making cable rolling absolutely easy. Really nice tight sockets. But I don't think that you will need to swap cable here, because the stock one is really nice. Here is ear hook that hold the cable around your ear, and cable itself, first of all, it looks attractive. This interesting combination of blue and red wires twisted in spiral. It's pretty thick with silicone tube insulation, but at the same time it's pretty soft. Maybe not the softest one, but definitely on the softer side of things, meaning that it doesn't have annoying microphonic effect. splitter with chin slider, and below the splitter cable goes braided down to the jack, and you can unscrew this part and then pull it and replace when you if you need balanced connection. So really good addition. Modular cable is a really good bonus addition for this price range. So as you can see, all external things here are done on a great level. When it comes to the sound, this IEMs offers musical representation, but done in a pretty safe manner. They have accent on the low frequencies, they have accent on the high frequencies, but both ends of the spectrum are not overdone, they are not too forward, so they are engaging and fun, but at the same time pretty comfortable for the long listening sessions. And that's a pretty pleasant outcome in general, especially for the mass market in this price range. So bass is accented, but not too much. Main accent is made on the mid bass. Deeper layers of bass are present, but luckily they are not dominating. They just build the foundation and stays on their place. And the amount of accent is not too big in terms of weight, so don't expect super meaty bass. Actually, I'd probably say that they making accent not on the weight of the low frequencies, but more on the impact and texturing. That allows them to sound pretty realistic, sometimes even too realistic, and especially it's noticeable with acoustic bass and drums. They providing nice punch, kick, and rumble when it's necessary, and they deliver a good amount of that small nuances for the instrument that hitting to the low frequency area. At the same time, bass remains pretty well controlled and not shadowing mid frequencies, so they are pretty coherent in terms of tuning. And first example, it's just the track that perfectly fits to the tuning of these IEMs, at least in my taste. It's Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal, engaging bass and at the same time slightly accented in terms of kicks that makes it even more groovy, but not overdone in terms of quantity, and that allows the rest of the instruments and vocal sound really well. Mid frequencies are slightly recessed, but thanks to balanced armature, they are clean, crisp, and they remain pretty audible. They have nice detalization, but at the same time without excessive accent on the micro contrast, so they don't try to sound too nitpicking, too analytical, or something like that. They have good dynamics and emotions, but also not coloring record in any way. Not super critical for the quality of record, but different remasters you can definitely try and will get different outcomes. When record is good, you'll get nice amount of clarity, realism, but they don't have excessive accent on the upper mids to give you that absolutely crystal clear pseudo detalization or something like that. So mid sounds pretty organic and not fatiguing. Imaginary stage is about average in width and in depth, not huge, but built in a nice and pretty accurate way. And example here is Moonspell, Night Eternal, atmospheric metal with great vocal, interesting instrumentation, aggressive guitars, catchy tunes. So if you didn't understood that already, I really like Moonspell. And these earphones play this track really well. They are not too sharp and too analytical to sound fatiguing, but at the same time they deliver nice amount of details to let you enjoy all the creativity of this Portuguese band. And the treble, actually, they decided to do in a pretty interesting way. It's balanced armature with fast attacks and decays, airy, but at the same time extension is just average, so no super extended treble, and that means that you won't get all that issues typical for modern records in the high frequency area, and you won't get some audiophilic layering or super extended overtones, but at the same time you'll get really balanced high frequencies that plays basic overtones in a pretty natural way, nicely saturated, but at the same time pretty comfortable and not overly energetic. And when I say comfortable, I mean not soften or lacking any detalization. I mean without excessive energy put into this region. So if you're sensitive for the high frequencies, it can be a nice option for you without any harsh spikes and stuff like that. So, and here is an example: Amber Rubarth, Strive, audiophilic record with violin, with lot of nuances, details. Of course, these earphones lacking layering, lacking extension in high frequencies, but at the same time you getting that sense of recording room, and you definitely getting a good amount of overtones for all instruments to sound pretty realistic. In terms of pairings, it's a pretty versatile model. They don't require any powerful source, they don't require super black background, but at the same time they have nice amount of scalability, so some mid-range dongle deck will allow them to show their full potential and will be pretty beneficial for them. Speaking about the conversions, to be honest, I can't recall any hybrid model in 100 price range. In slightly more expensive range, you can get EPZ P50, for example. They will be slightly better in terms of clarity and definition. In slightly more affordable segments, there are a lot of models, but usually they are more V-shaped in terms of signature. Only model that came to my mind is Heidi's MS3, but to be honest, I don't remember MS3 price. It should be somewhere near this model in terms of price, but they are slightly more weighty on the low frequencies and slightly more accented on the high frequencies. So to summarize, actually this model offers a great value. Excessive accessory set, pretty cool design, and fun, but at the same time not fatiguing signature, and all that for $100. So can definitely recommend them if you're looking for such tuning. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.